Hola, hola. What's up? Peace, peace.
Greetings from Shaolin.
Greetings, peace, Shaolin, peace, Staten Island. I'm out here in the Lost Garden, Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful day down here in the historic 4th Ward, Edgewood Boulevard, Edgewood Pizza, as you can see. I got a great bar.
Did you get your cocktail for a Friday cheers?
Actually, I was just working on some photos with this guy. Say peace to the podcast, brother.
What's happening?
Just doing some photos, but we're gonna walk you guys in to the newest bar. My brother just opened it. It's called Handlebar. Linda, how you been doing? I haven't seen you since the what was it? The Wu-Tang tribute Art and Hustle party.
Yes, the Wu-Tang tribute where Young Dirty Bastard came. We appreciated you guys coming that time. It was
That's
great
right.
to have you guys.
Oh yeah, we really enjoyed that one. It was eventful, remember? And your friend that owns the gallery, I'm proud of them too. I really like the idea of like a fine art gallery in Brooklyn. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's, you know what I'm saying, cultural. Yep. It doesn't matter what culture you're with, as long as you keep the culture in the community, then gentrification isn't too much of an issue to me.
Yeah, like Janessa and Carlos, they're amazing.
Well, definitely. My name is DIGI, Key to the City. I gave that name to myself. My real name is ELLIS, so it only makes sense that I call myself Els. But I'm the key to the city, which means I just possess power to unlock doors in any city that I'm in. My Instagram handle is @Digi, DIGI_Els, ELLS. The Digi really stands for digital, which is kind of an ode to the Abbot RZA, Shaolin, definitely from the Wu-Tang Clan. But Digi is just more like a way of thinking. To me, I think that like some people are just advanced in thought and superior in thought, and they kind of move on a digital level, especially in this time, in this world, in this space. We've moved from an analog world to a digital world, and we'll soon be in a quantum world.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my handle, definitely. Facebook, on Facebook, I communicate on there. It's ElsDigi, the same thing. My email is elsdigi@gmail. And you can always just check me out on SoundCloud for my previous works, my projects, albums that I did. I've got features like Young Dirty Bastard, Cool Key. I'm well versed. I deal with a lot of Atlanta locals, influencers, especially in the hip hop game. A lot of legends, especially when we go to New York. So y'all definitely check it out on the SoundCloud, but you have to search it, right? It's ELLS, ELL $Digi on SoundCloud. So you're gonna get everything.
What kind of advice do you give to other people, young, artists like yourself who are trying to get into the field? And then like, how did you get into it? How did you get your connection with like Wu-Tang and Young Dirty Bastard? Like, how did you?
Well, first, I would just suggest kids to be wholehearted and don't force yourself to be a rapper because it's not as lucrative as you may think. You still need an education. You still need to be able to finance yourself, build your credit, learn business literacy, financial literacy. I would suggest kids to graduate college for business, go and get an MBA, PhD, whatever you've got to do, then start rapping. How about you be an astronaut and then fuck around and make a fucking platinum album in space? Wow. While floating with an NPC. But that's goals. But I would just advise them to do that. And even if you're going to rap about illicit behavior, it makes it all the more creative because you're not incriminating yourself. Yeah. And I would hate to see any kid be subject to incriminating themselves through impressions that I could give them through hip hop music, which is an art form and expression. So I want kids to differentiate what's real and what's not. And that's understanding and see things for what they are, not for what they appear to be. So don't rush to rap. Don't rush to hoop. And don't rush to be a criminal. Get your education, even if they got to cheat and pass you up through there. You still pay. You feel me? Stay awake in class, what you got to do. But after that, if you want to get into it, I suggest you take the route that I did, which was just through performing arts and actual learning what the term rap is rhythm and poetry, which is basically haiku poems over a beat, or just a formatted way of writing a poem that's over a rhythm. So just like R&B, rhythm and blues, like it means something. So I would suggest that they understand that first, and then the facets of hip hop that come along with it, and the history, so they can really make an honest leap or a dive into the culture in an accurate way, because you've got plenty of lanes that you can get in this, and not to make money, but what suits you for your expression to release, because it's always about avoiding black on black crime or just crime period, to do arts like making beats, MC, rap battling, break dancing. Now we've got other facets that come along with it, like skateboarding, graphic design. You know, you got people who are audio engineers, not just producers. So you have to figure out what your niche is that adds to the, you know, the complete. That's all. You need to be all encompassing with the culture, is what I would suggest.
Yeah, yeah. So how did you connect with Young Dirty Bastard and Wu-Tang?
Oh man, Young Dirty Bastard. That's a character right there. But that's my heart right there. That's my son, man. You know what I'm saying? And him and I crossed paths. I think it was my 25th birthday, November 11th, 2011. Mm-hmm. So the date was 11/11/11.
Yeah.
And I had previously seen him at a Wu-Tang concert when I was with my best friend, and we're like Wu-Tanged up, like caught collar beat up, you know what I'm saying, fresh as shit, crowd surfing. And then they stopped the show and they brought out this kid, and he fucking was a spitting image of Old Dirty Bastard. And they said his name was Barson.
Yeah.
So it was just captivating at that moment. And after that, I went on the rest of the tour, the East Coast, the remaining stops on that tour, and he wasn't there. So I kind of was like networking with the Wu-Tang Clan, alone.
Yeah.
But him and I got a chance to see him, and it was like freaking Tupac hologram or like ODB hologram. It was just captivating.
Yeah.
No homo. It's just like, it was like, what the hell? There's a Wu-Tang kid. We thought we were kind of the only like Wu-Tang kids, or like, you know, young adults. But so long story short, he was doing a video that he had. It's a great one. You guys look it up on YouTube. It's called Welfare.
Yeah.
And Young Dirty Bastard features his daughters and a lot of the Atlanta Wu-Tang supporters that he was introduced to on that day. And we all were introduced to each other on my birthday, a special day, 11/11/11. I turned 25. So it was at a tattoo shop I worked at the time, because I do tattoos. And I gave him a tattoo of his second born daughter. Her name's Wisdom, on his left arm. Mm-hmm. So we kind of like became friends forever after that. Like, I just freaking carved your skin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we just started hanging out a little bit tougher, and, you know, we're around the same age, and we're like the two biggest Wu-Tang heads to me in this whole city. So I took them out, you know, on the scene and showed them raves, and I just showed them our culture from my perspective as a skateboarder, a hip hop artist, and a professional actor as well, graffiti artist. And I know I have a big network. So we kind of took it upon ourselves to go on a journey to do it on our own without Wu-Tang, and build our own network and establish ourselves as local hip hop artists here in Atlanta, which I think we did a great job of doing a great job.
That's amazing. I mean, like, it's always good for this, like, art and hustle to, like, let the people know, like, how you got your start, you know? So, here, cheers.
Oh, yeah. No, well, if you don't mind, not to cut you, it goes a little bit deeper than that. I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota, born and raised, the home of Prince. I went to the same high school as Prince did.
Yeah.
I went to the same high school as my aunt, my dad, my stepdad, my mom, and my uncle, and everybody I know. I know everyone in the city. So, maybe the year was 2007, because I think I was on my way to my freshman year of college. I just graduated high school, 2007. They came to First Ave, the home of Prince in the movie Purple Rain.
Yeah.
Hey, peace. They performed. Say what's up to the podcast.
You already know what it is, man. Block shit.
So yeah. So, boom. They came in town. I was just visiting Minnesota because I was in a transition to moving to Las Vegas at that time. So it was like my last couple of days. I get a phone call on my cell phone, my freaking AT&T Singular Wireless Sony Ericsson, and my stepdad calls me, and he's a huge Wu-Tang fan before me. He calls me, he's like, "Ellis, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing. I'm in the basement at my grandma's house." He goes, "Man, get your ass up, get dressed, and go downtown to First Ave and go to the Wu-Tang Clan shows tonight." I said, "Are you serious?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I don't care. Just go."
Yeah.
I said, "I'm gone." Told my grandma, "Hey, man, I'm about to go see Wu-Tang." She said, "Wuhan?" Wu-Tang, Wuhan, sounds crazy. I'm like, no, trust me, it's good. So get a couple of dollars from her. Go take the bus all the way downtown Minneapolis, First Ave, historical. And I just did the knowledge and surveyed the scene and systematically figured out where the entrance was to the artist entrance. I was privy to that information and also found a scalper on the street that actually gave me a $5 discount. I spent $15 on a Wu-Tang Clan ticket and watched some kid that swore he was fresh and caught all of his Wu-Tang shirt get bounced out the building, and he gave me his shirt off his back because he was kicked out the show. So now I got shirt and a ticket, went there, and at the end, I just did what I felt was right, and I played my position as a young god, 5 next to guys on earth, someone that has knowledge of self. And I went there and I made sure that I made my presence known, and it seemed that the crowd almost acknowledged me as if I was with them. So it just kind of, I got the Wu-Tang shirt, nobody else has it, the Klan's coming out. So they invited me to come kick it with them at the Ritz-Carlton after that. And I went by myself on my skateboard, and I went and I got acclimated with them at that time. And that was pretty much my first introduction to everyone. So, and after that, it's just traveling and just showing up and, acknowledging who you are. They don't forget. Yeah, just networking.
Yeah.
My favorite rap group is like some things you just can't do. And it's always been a passion of mine.
Cheers to networking.
Excuse me. Yeah. Cheers.
Happy Friday.
Thank you. I needed that. But yeah, that's how you do it as a kid wanting to get in.
That's the epitome of like art and hustle right there, right? You were hustling.
Well, art hustle gets deeper than that, but this to me was more of a paying homage in my hometown. It's where the journey started.
Yeah.
I was respectful and observant, and I was allowed to be amongst them.
Yeah.
I've met RZA maybe once or twice after that.
Yeah.
And he said he invited us to eat with him at a vegan restaurant as long as we were respectful men, because we're around his wife. I mean, his mother of his child. We call her his whiz, to keep his daughter, his family, and Barson, which is his heart. That's young, dirty bastard, and son. So just being privileged to eat vegan at a 5-star restaurant, the Wu-Tang Clan. This is one of the like bucket listers for me, and an accomplishment to me that gave me the confidence to keep going. Maybe this is possible for me, but having humility and understanding it's not about me though. So that's why I felt like me and Young Dirty get along so well, because I want for him what I want for myself. What I want for myself, I want for my brother. So I will be humble and have humility so that he can get his shit all the way in the door, which he has. And now I feel like I have great manager skills. I have great experience through being respectful, being allowed to be around him in different countries, different cities and states. And the clan accepts that because they knew me before me and him knew each other. So it's like, we're their kids, we're their, their fruit. And it's like the Matrix.
Yeah.
They could have took us out the Matrix. I kind of took myself out and inserted myself, which is like, you're fam. That's what I've been told. So I'm just moving off of that. And it's not just all about the clan. It's just about the people that personally I rap with, and the people like Griselda Records. Like, those guys are Atlanta MCs, hip hop artists, and they spent time in Atlanta before they made their excel in the hip hop industry, and I witnessed that. So we're all amongst each other, and that's why I feel like this era is golden.
Yeah. So what are you working on now?
Well, right now, I kind of low-key call myself retiring from rap because I've got so much material that needs to be put out properly, and I need to get proper visuals for it. So that's on the list to accomplish. But getting back into my acting a little bit more, and I'm about to have my first stage comedy, stand-up comedy debut September 8th at the Laughing Skull Comedy Club in Midtown Atlanta, Peachtree.
Yeah. Well, congratulations.
Some crack jokes. Yeah, I mean, it's a, not to cut you, not to talk your head off. It just, like I said, all encompassing.
Yeah.
I do music, I do acting, you know what I'm saying, and skateboarding. Those are my three.
You're a comedian.
And yeah, if as long as I don't get, tomatoes thrown at me on the first day, I might become one. You know what I'm saying? But this is a hurdle right here just to get through this 4 minutes I got.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing. Congratulations. And this will be your first time doing fiance comedian.
I appreciate that, Linda. I appreciate that. It means a lot. You're a dope person. The day we met, I just grew a lot of respect for you, for how you handled yourself. And you obviously have the boss's demeanor and the motif of a boss to me. And your partner, is his name Rezwan, or is that your friend?
Friend is Dave.
Okay, I remember him too. Yeah. But Rezwan, the guy that works with the Asian artist,
he's a photographer.
Okay, right. But he works close with the other artist that did the Iron Man piece, the huge piece, the Asian woman.
Boogie.
Right. Yeah. So I really admired your guys' art and the fact that you have this in the hood in Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. You know, the bodega's right across the street. You get a chopped cheese. You know what I'm saying? The Subway's right there. And there was a diverse crowd, I would say. And Art and Hustle is a G thorough name. So that hat you gave me, I didn't wear it today because it just wasn't matching. But yeah, I still have it. It's still in good condition. And I just value the connection that we made that day. Yep. And sorry, your friend, the beautiful owner of the gallery. What's her name again? Vanessa, yeah. We kept in touch. So yeah, I still would like to, curate a show, and we could do a 2-part show. Maybe here in Atlanta, we've got gallery space here. Yeah, we can do one there in Brooklyn, or maybe even Staten Island. I've got connections there, like I told you. So we could put together. I really want to go with gallery art, because that is what you want to call A-list artwork. It's gonna put you in an echelon. Mm-hmm. How people value your work when you auction it off, how much money they pay. Yeah. And there's people that I know here that do canvas art that are millionaires. In Atlanta, we have a heavy art. I wanted to say art department, but we have an art scene here. We got something what we call the art district. I call it the Black Art District, because 2 Chainz owns damn near the whole block. Yeah. And it's just a bougie fucking posh bougie area, but there's galleries. And a friend of mine, he's a tattoo artist. They do this, so we could have a pop-up art gallery.
The funny thing is that when I did my Art and Hustle shows, it's a little bit of everything. So I actually had a tattoo artist, of somebody who's doing body painting, and then I had vendors who were doing specialty drinks. So it was a little bit everything. That. So you have multimedia, regular canvas art, but then you had visual art, then you had music. So it was a beautiful space for everybody who had
it's a juxtapose of types of art. Now we could have had a sculptor there. We could have had an abstract artist. We could have had a realist artist, a realism artist. We could have had a contortionist there. We could have had a freaking breakdance, an illusionist. Yeah. But does it fit the motif of Art and Hustle? Yeah. What I think that your motif is, it does fit the pedigree that me and Young Dirty come from. Mm-hmm. We enjoy selling baby turtles on the streets to make money and meet people. It's one of me and Young Dirty's most bonding things, is to get on the street and sell stun guns, flashlights to people for whatever the price they're willing to take, because we get it for so cheap. Yeah. And it's a bonding experience. It's a disciplinary experience. And say, for instance, we were outside selling fine art and it still held its value as if it was in a gallery. That would be awesome. But there is a difference between value being in a gallery. It gives you a certain value and a certain prestige. Selling art on the street, you're gonna have to get the person, the consumer, to not see the depreciation in value because it's outside. You get what I'm saying? So you have to speak as an artist and have the networking skills to be able to sell your art and not let people just look and bid. Yeah. Yeah. So Like, I don't know. It's just, basic principles. I think that I need to tell you that.
You said that you were in like some acting also. Were you tell us some of the acting things and movies or shows that you were in?
Hey, we'll start from most recently. I just did a featured extra role in the Genius Aretha film for Disney and National Geographics. I shot with them for 3 days on 2 different occasions. So I'm in 2 different scenes. I'm in the church scene and I'm also in the performance scene. So you get the adult Aretha and you get the baby Aretha. I was about to say urethra, but wrong. All right, and then let's see. I did Boomerang for BT as a featured extra, which you can see me in that show. I'm not exactly sure which episode. It was a house party episode with the rapper Dreezy was there. Dreezy, I believe Halle Berry had her hands in on it, and it was at Tyler Perry's studio. I've worked with Tyler Perry maybe on 3 different occasions. I was in Diary of a Mad Black Woman. I was in Meet the Browns, and I also was in... Sorry, Tyler Perry's got so much stuff, but I also auditioned for him 3 different times for speaking roles for the TV show Meet the Browns. The character didn't really fit me. I didn't want to play the kid next door that molested the girl. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Some for colored girls only and shit. Like, I dropped the baby out the window. Like, I don't want to be that guy forever. But it's an opportunity that, I had to be turned down because it wasn't right for me. So it built my confidence to keep pushing forward. Let's see. Most memorable to me was I was a photo double for Method Man in the Shaft movie with Samuel Jackson, Richard Roundtree, and Jesse T. Usher.
Yeah.
And unexpectedly, when I was casted as background talent. I went there and I just exerted myself. I fitted myself in and I gained the props woman noticed me, so she gave me a gold chain from the Biggie movie. She said it had a huge Jesus piece, and I stood out on camera, and I was right in the middle between Samuel Jackson and Jesse T. Usher in the club scene, smoking a blunt with a bucket hat and a gold chain. You're gonna see me when you watch that part. Then at lunch, the production assistant came up. Well, I believe she was wardrobe or she worked close with the director. She asked me my neck size. Kids, when you're coming up acting and you're moving up in the ranks, whenever they ask you your neck size, you need to know it. Because that means they're trying to take you from background to stand-in, photo double, or even maybe even a speaking role with potential, Because they do have times where they need someone in case someone gets sick. Maybe the actor might have got COVID, who knows? Put you in there, right there. So always be ready for that. So I answered right. They took me to wardrobe. For some reason, I didn't know. They said, you're going to be Method Man's photo double. So they dressed me exactly like him.
That's amazing.
And they dressed me exactly like him. And I had to do hair and makeup with Samuel L. Jackson. So that was one of the closest times that I ever worked closely with the talent, so that what the PA told me was that this is going to level you up in your career. Follow Method Man, shadow Method Man. He's going to show you how to be professional. Yeah. And I said, that's what I want. That's $1 million worth of game for my favorite nigga. And when I was people always call me Wu-Tang Method Man. I don't look like Method Man. And I'm not his height. So they cheated and put me in there.
Yeah.
Blessing. So I got the pictures. You can look on Instagram, and it's just memorable. Method Man always remembers me since that first day I met him. So it's for us to be in a movie. He was leveling up in his acting career while I was. So we're moving forward. That's why I just like progress like that.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing. I mean, that's like freaking dope.
Well, I mean, that was an experience for me because I really did learn how to be more professional and how to not go to sleep like I did anyway. But you could just be an extra, just go to sleep all day, get paid. But if you really get in there and move around and you have training and you understand the etiquette, the on-set etiquette, they notice that. You're not supposed to talk to the talent.
So
they'll kick you straight off set.
My next question is like, where did you get all of this? Like, was there somebody that influenced you to be able to hustle this hard and be able to be like outgoing and getting what you want?
Well, yeah, I definitely. Oh, I'm sorry, not to cut you. I apologize.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I definitely have people that I've been on this journey with that motivated me, but I've always been more heavily influenced on myself. I'm not a really impactful person because I'm Scorpio and I'm kind of, stubborn, rebellious in all sense. And I safeguard who I deal with because I don't have time for error. I'm looking to make this work. So, the few people that I do cherish, and they may be 52 years old, I'm 33.
Yeah.
They listen to me and we walk and we build together. One of my friends, beside Young Dirty Bastard, is Divine Everlasting Life Seed of Law.
Oh, yes. I remember. I met him at the show.
Right, Life Seed Media. He lived in Atlanta for some time, and him and I did hustling on the street.
Yeah, I gave
to
him
make money.
He has a piece of my artwork in his.
You're right. You gave us both one, so thank you, Linda. I love that. I'm not sure. Don't get mad. But a friend of mine just had to have it. So I let
well, then you have to make sure that he takes a photo and tags me.
It's a her. It's a she.
Okay. But I want to see it. Like, I want to see who has it and then tag me. So then.
Okay. Well, I'll just reach back out and.
Yeah. Tell her to tag me like wherever she hangs it. So it's fun to see it in people's homes.
Oh yeah, we'll get plenty more. So yeah, I mean that's a few highlights that I have. I mean, I was in Due Date with Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
I was visual. I was on camera. You could see me.
Yeah.
My cousins called me. They're like, "Dude, were you in this movie, dude? Fucking Hall Pass? That was you. Was you in Diamond Black Woman? That was you."
Yeah.
And then I was in Due Date with Robert Downey Jr. and the RZA and Jamie Foxx. Mm-hmm. So I worked with some of the people that I dreamed to work with on like a humbug. Samuel L. Jackson, mm-hmm. the RZA, Jamie Foxx, Robert Downey Jr. Okay? Mm-hmm. So I was just thinking about that the other day when I was watching the cast of Django speak, and I realized that I had been in a movie with two people that were sitting on the cast that were prolific A-listers, and it was Jamie Foxx and Samuel L. Jackson. So I'm going to update my resume real soon.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it sounds like you're doing great.